Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and the White House, President Donald Trump has issued an omnibus warning to the American people via the expansion of the National Emergency of North Korea executive order. Now, earlier this week, Donald Trump took to his Twitter page on June 20th and stated the following, and I quote, "While I greatly appreciate the efforts of President Yi in China to help with North Korea, it has not worked out. At least we know China tried." Now, a lot of people have been questioning exactly what did Trump mean by this tweet that he sent out on the 20th, just a few days ago. Was he trying to say that now America is going to take the problem into their own hands? Well, I guess ultimately time is going to tell. But right after that tweet, just a day later on June 21st, Donald Trump left a presidential memorandum. Check this out. Now, the memorandum is called the Continuation of the National Emergency with Respect to North Korea. Now, back on June 26, 2008, by Executive Order 13466, the President declared a national emergency with respect to North Korea pursuant of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to deal with the unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the United States Constitution by the existence and risk of proliferation of weapons used fissile material on the Korean Peninsula. Now, from there, it went expanded throughout the years, and then in 2017, just on the 21st, a day after Donald Trump sent the tweet to his Twitter page about China, the very next day we get this presidential memorandum that expands the executive order. And the reason, and I quote, "The existence and risk of proliferation of weapons usable material on the Korean Peninsula and the actions and policies of the government of North Korea continue to pose," and I quote, "an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the U.S. For this reason, we have declared this executive order expanded." Now, you can go straight to whitehouse.gov to the presidential memorandum, and the whole memorandum is there in full for you to see. Now, again, it's been expanded and added throughout the years since 2008, and here we are years later, nine or so-ish years later, 2017, and we have this executive order once again back on the table. What exactly does the Trump administration know that we don't? Why the urgency? What is really going on with North Korea? Is there more to it than meets the eye? Well, may I suggest that yes, there is. There always is. Let's be frank. North Korea is a threat. And they have been throwing their muscles and power up in the air and shooting and creating tests and testing missile after missile launch. And now they're doing another nuclear missile test. That is on the table, and it seems to be continuing on the table for North Korea. But the fact is, they have nuclear capabilities, at least they're testing those, and they also have EMP. Many believe that they have the EMP capability, and it is a serious threat. So we need to take it serious. So North Korea has to be dealt with. And what I see at this point, well, while the executive order has gone and come through the years, I see that Donald Trump definitely sees something on the table. Otherwise, he would not have reinstated it again or sent that tweet. Well, with all that, please make sure you are prepared. Look, and I mean that. Get food, get storage, get a flashlight. This one's from Rugged Reserve. It's my friggin' favorite, but you can break windows. It has a little seatbelt breaker, a wire cutter, as well as a compass, and you can charge it via USB cable. It's one of the brightest one I have ever seen, but look, it's solar powered. So in the event of an EMP of some sort, make sure you have light. Solar powered is the way to go. This one's on ruggedreserves.com. I'll leave a link below, so please check that out. But get the items you need. Start with your food, water, those kinds of things, and make sure you have things like this. This is great because I'm gonna have it on my channel through the 4th of July. So this will be available, and it helps fund what I do here after all the cuts that YouTube has made this is very huge, but I totally back this. It's amazing. So go click below and check that out. Anyhow, I'd love to hear your comments, your thoughts, and concerns, so please leave those below. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.